everybody. Thanks for joining us this afternoon for our weekly live broadcast. Like many of you know, and many that join us on a regular basis, we use this platform to communicate with our clients and with new clients and people that become aware of our broadcast about particular investment options, or not options, but maybe investment feedback from fund managers, as well as where we talk about or give information regarding specific areas of financial planning as well. So this week, we've got one of our directors, Chris Swanepoel, to talk to you about dread disease and how dread disease fits into a financial plan and why it is utterly important to understand the benefits and actually have it in your portfolio. So for 5 minutes or so, or no, I'm not going to give it so long, couple of minutes. I see there's still a couple of people joining us. While we give them time to join us, for our first-time viewers or attendees, please have a look at the bottom of your screen. You'll see there's a button that says schedule a consultation. If you click that button, it will take you to a new browser where you can actually see the different advisors' diaries. It is real time, so you can schedule a consultation with one of them, a phone call, a Zoom meeting, a Skype meeting, whatever you prefer, to discuss maybe something in your portfolio, even if it's not about dread disease. Maybe you've got a different question or a topic that you would like to just touch base with your financial advisor, or even if you're a new client, or a client that or someone that joined in, but you want to have a discussion with a specialist regarding something, please make use of that functionality. There's an ask a question function on this broadcast software that we make use of as well. So please use that to ask a question. If you've got a question for Chris regarding a dread disease benefit, please pop it in there. We'll refer back to that at the end of the day. And yeah, I see there's still a couple of people joining us. Let's quickly have a look here. Okay, yes, I think Chris will just go into the intro. And while the people still join us, I just want to run you through our upcoming live broadcast. It's very important. We've got two great speakers coming up. So on the 23rd of June, we've got Coronation that's going to talk to us about the market recovery that we've had, and do they think it's a bull or a bear market and everything. And most of the questions that you read in the news or you see on internet or on social media or on News 24, Coronation will bring some light regarding those questions. So please, I think that invite has already gone out to you. If you've got friends or family that's got investments, maybe retired or preservation funds, forward that link or registration link to them and let them listen in and hear it directly from the asset manager. Then on the 30th of June, we've got a special guest speaker, Mr. Owen Crick, that will discuss two very pertinent, or how can I say, dreaded tax laws or legislation in South African tax legislation. Is referred to as Article 9HA and Article 7C. So it's one not to be missed. If you're a business owner or maybe a farmer, you need to hear this. So please forward it to your friends and family and let them listen into it. It will add tremendous amounts of value. And then on the 7th of July, we've got Alan Gray that's going to talk to us. So Mornay from Alan Gray will talk about living annuities and what living annuities will look like and how it needs to be attended to or handled in a post-COVID-19 environment. So there's a lot of questions regarding, should I reduce my income? Should I increase my income? Should I change investment funds? Mornay will shed a lot of light from an Alan Gray perspective, and we as Good for Sure, Leon Marais as our investment specialist in-house, will also shed light on how to attend or to treat your living annuity that's giving you a monthly income in a post-COVID-19 environment. So I think everybody's joined us. I see we've got quite a bit of people online today, so thanks for joining. I think it's going to add a lot of value. Chris, thank you very much for the time that you've taken out of your busy diary. I've muted you, otherwise there's a little bit of feedback. Most of you know Chris. If you don't know Chris, you look at the registration page. He's got many years of financial services or industry experience. He's a specialist, and he serves clients and assists clients in their financial planning across the globe. So I'm going to hand it over to Chris, and please make use of the ask a question functionality. And once again, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate the time, and we really hope that this adds value.
Thank you very much, Barry. I just need to confirm if you can see my PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, we see it nice and clear, and you're good to go.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It's good chatting with you today. We're going to discuss the severe illness benefits that we can assist you with, particularly the impact that severe illnesses do have. And part of the discussion today will be the basics with regard to severe illness, lump sum benefits versus income benefits, conditions covered under each, the need, why we have a need for severe illness benefits, claim statistics when it comes to severe illness, and general questions asked by our clients on a regular basis. So as you can imagine, there's just so many choices and so many options available. And there's different types of cover. When is the right time to actually acquire some of these benefits? Is it applicable to you or to your next door neighbor? Is it applicable to me, and so forth? So there's so many questions that people usually have. And what we try to do at Good for Share is to give you assurance with regard to that and to help you. And today, hopefully, we'll be in a position to shed some light on the importance of severe illness with you and in terms of your portfolio going forward. I've highlighted in this with the previous webinar in terms of income disability that we've held. South Africa is one of the most sophisticated industries or markets in the world when it comes to insurance and insurance related products. And we're actually boasting with many world firsts, which include dreaded disease, sickness benefit, overheads, protective benefits, and so forth. But particularly today, we'll be looking at the severe illness. Now, according to Palapedia, a severe illness, in terms of the definition, is the following: any acute or chronic illness and or health condition that carries a high risk of mortality, negatively impacts the quality of life and daily function, and or is burdensome in symptoms, treatments, or caregiver stress. Now, this is a fairly long definition, but it's fairly comprehensive. But I'd like to point out the highlighted areas. It says that it has a high risk of mortality, the probability of passing away. So it is serious. The negative impacts on the quality of life and daily function. It's burdensome in symptoms, treatment, or caregiver stress. So this is a severe impact that this type of illness has on your life. Now, there are many different types of benefits, but actually it's boiled down to two of benefits. You've got capital as well as income benefits. So capital, as the word says, it's a once-off payment, and income means it's a recurring income benefit. So under the income benefit side of things, we've got death income benefit, severe illness income benefit, overheads, sickness, temporary and permanent disability income benefits. Now, the last three we touched on with the previous webinar that we held. But for today, we're specifically going to look at severe illness. So under the income benefit side, on the severe illness benefit side, what is a severe illness income benefit? So a severe illness income benefit pays a monthly income when a person is diagnosed with a severe illness. So it's a recurring monthly income. And the purpose of this particular income benefit is to cover recurring expenses associated with a severe illness. So these additional illnesses that pops up when a severe illness actually hits a particular individual that is not there whilst the person is healthy. Now, the severe illness income benefit pays a guaranteed 12-month recurring income, irrespective if the person has recovered or even passed away. So that's a guaranteed 12-month income once the claim has been approved. So the percentage of cover that is payable ranges 100%, and there's approximately 165 claim events that's payable for 100% of the cover amount, and 72 claim events on 50% of the actual cover amount. Multiple claims are also possible for unrelated events, But there are certain conditions where for the same condition, the individual can actually claim again, like for instance, angioplasty, stroke with full recovery, and compartment syndrome with permanent motor nerve damage. The survival period for this benefit is 14 days. The benefit also pays tax-free, the same as the other benefits that we discussed with the previous webinar, as well as the benefit term. There's two options available, a termination age of 65 or a whole life term. Now, a whole life is pretty much what the term says. The cover covers you for as long as you live. Now, when I say as long as you live, as long as the benefit is on the policy. So if the person continues paying the monthly contribution, the benefit will be there even until the age of 80 or 90 years, or whenever the client wants the cover then at that particular stage. The severe illness income benefit is also based on severity levels, pretty much the same as severe illness in general. So what this table refers to, this is the Standardized Critical Illness Definitions project, or in short, the SIDEP table. Now this refers to the severity levels, and here I've highlighted the four biggest diseases that is covered under severe illness. Now this would include things like cancer, coronary artery bypass, heart attacks, strokes. And as you can see under the income benefit, all four levels pays 100% of the cover amount for this guaranteed 12-month period. Now, interestingly enough, these four account for up to 90% of all dreaded disease claims or severe illness claims in South Africa and worldwide. So this is where the biggest impact is in terms of your severe illness protection that you need to protect yourself with. Also, a lot of you will see that on your portfolio, you'll have the comprehensive dreaded disease, or in brackets, the TSW2. And I'd just like to highlight on the differences between the comprehensive dreaded disease and the new generation severe illness benefit. As the picture there says, that's two phones and both of them does the same thing. You can call, but the one on the right actually is in a completely different league. And similar speaking, the old comprehensive dreaded disease cover, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it, and it's still today a fantastic benefit. At the time, it was a market leader. But as time progressed, you need to increase the benefits on your products. You need to better them. And for that particular reason, there's been a major improvement with regard to these benefits when it comes to severe illness. And this has now been replaced with the severe illness benefit, or the abbreviation for the TSW3. And the flagship, the one that I would most definitely suggest to you and recommend, is the severe illness plus, the emphasis on the word plus. Now, to put this in graphical format, you can see that your TSW2 covered you for approximately 42 circumstances, in contrast with 327 different illnesses and conditions under the TSW4. So that is a major improvement. So it goes without saying that the severe illness plus benefit is by far a more comprehensive benefit. And I would strongly suggest that if you still have the TSW2 benefit on your portfolio, to have a discussion with your financial advisor at Good for Sure to do a comparison between these two benefits, so that we can actually show you what the benefit is of moving over to the new benefit. But to highlight just a few, and guys, trust me, there's so many, I couldn't list all of them because I'll keep you until tonight, 8 o'clock. But what I've done is I've highlighted just a few of them, specifically focusing on early cancer benefits or events that's now included under the TSW4. So on the left-hand side, you can see that the existing TSW2, there's no cover in comparison with the right-hand side, which is now the severe illness plus benefit. Also, elective surgery, which includes joint replacements, is now also included under the TSW4 benefit. Also, accidents and injuries, which includes penetrating stab wounds or gunshot wounds, and spinal injuries, especially in the times that we live today. This is so important. And physical impairment events, which includes the loss of usage of one foot or one hand, or a combination of, or both feet, etc. But as I said, there's a lot more to this than only the ones that I've highlighted here. So let's have a look at severe illness. And now I'm looking at the lump sum benefit. So what is a severe illness benefit? So the severe illness benefit is the lump sum side. So now we're done with the income benefit side of things. Now we're focusing on the lump sum, in other words, the once-off payment. So it is a lump sum benefit that pays in the event of a severe illness. And the purpose of this is to assist with once-off medical expenses associated with a severe illness and to cover debt, that kind of thing. Now, as I've mentioned, there's over 300 different conditions that's covered under this particular severe illness plus benefit, 327 to be exact. So I did a study to go and have a look at how our competitors fare with regard to the amount of conditions that's covered under this. The closest that we have is 319, and there is a particular competitor that only covers 138. So again, to put emphasis on the severe illness plus benefit, by far this is the most comprehensive definition and benefit available in the South African insurance industry at this moment in time. Multiple claims, of course, also possible for unrelated claim events. The survival period is also 14 days, the same as with your income benefit. It also pays tax-free. The benefit term, again, is the same, age 65 or whole life. And you can choose between a standalone and accelerated benefit. Now, I understand that there's some of us that do not know what the difference is between a standalone and accelerated benefit, and I'll touch on that in 1 or 2 slides from now. Again, I'd like to point the severity, the side table in terms of the severity level for the big 4. Now, as you can see, all of them pays the same as with the income severe illness benefit at 100%. But the focus here is on the plus benefit, the comprehensive severe plus benefit, which is the flagship. In comparison, the normal comprehensive severe illness benefit has reduced payments with these 4. And for that reason, I would strongly suggest that you rather have the plus benefit, which is slightly more expensive on a monthly basis, because it's a much better benefit, to make sure that the amount of benefits and the amount of payments that you receive is up to the levels of a product that you wish to receive. Now, coming to standalone versus accelerator benefits. What I've done here is just a small illustration with regard to standalone. So I'm focusing on the left-hand side, standalone benefit. So if a person has, for argument's sake, 5 million rands worth of life cover and 3 million rands worth of severe illness benefit, and say, for instance, the 3 million rands worth of severe illness benefit pays out, the full life cover amount of 5 million rand stays intact. In other words, it is not reduced. On the right-hand side, the accelerator benefit is actually where, when the severe illness benefit of 3 million rand pays out, it's deducted from the life cover amount of 5 million, and the client is left with the remaining 2 million rand. Now, why do I always suggest a standalone benefit? Purely for the reason, the purpose of severe illness benefit and disability cover and the rest of the cover is to attack a particular problem at a given claim event. So when we're looking at severe illness benefit, there's a reason why we have the severe illness benefit, because there's additional medical costs that needs to be attended to when a severe illness benefit happens. What is the purpose of life cover? The purpose of life cover is to settle debt, support my family for the remaining years that they have to live, and so forth. So when the severe illness cover is actually deducted from the life cover, the purpose of the original life cover amount is neglected to provide for the family, because in this case, the 3 million rand that was paid out will be used for medical expenses and so forth. So now that amount was actually used for the medical expenses and so forth. But then when the person eventually falls away or passes away, the family is left with less provision. And for that reason, I would always suggest a standalone benefit, specifically with regard to your disability cover and your severe illness benefit. I had a look at the claim statistics, and I'd just like to briefly share this with you. Now, over the last 4 years, and unfortunately the figures for 2019 has not been presented as yet, has not been released as yet. But over the past 4 years, as you can see, that 60% of all claims were for cancer. Unfortunately, about 4 weeks or 5 weeks ago, one of my clients was diagnosed with breast cancer, and these things happen all over, and it happens more frequently. So I can vouch for the fact that in my own personal practice, this has been a serious claim event. So when we look at the claims, the percentage of our population that's mostly affected, when I have a look at claim history, is for people who's 46 years and older. And of this spectrum of people, 55% were men and 45% were for women. But what is interesting, of the men, 45% of the claims were for cancer, and 33% of that was for prostate cancer. Now, which is a shock to me when I actually obtained this information, was that 80% of the claims for women was for cancer, of which 31% was for breast cancer and 6% for melanoma. Now, melanoma, for those of you who don't know, is a mole that's cancerous, and this happens due to sun exposure and so forth. And I'm not sure if you were the same as what we were when we were young, didn't really believe in sunscreen and that kind of thing, lying for hours on the beach, and that has a massive impact later on in terms of our health. So Sanlam's got you covered, and as I've mentioned with the previous presentation, you don't need to inform us about occupation change, smoking change, extramural activities, and so forth, a change of address on existing cover. But where this does play a role is with any new cover that a client applies for. But it's crucial to note that existing cover is not affected by any change of those. Sanlam also pays on their promise, and we at Good for Sure always deliver on our promise, especially when it comes to service and work ethic. And you can rest assured that we won't default on that ever in the future. So when we discuss our clients' portfolios with them, especially clients with severe illness, like this client of mine that I've mentioned, the biggest concern usually that people have is, what about the additional costs? So when a person is diagnosed with a severe illness, the financial impact, I'm not even talking about the emotional and the physical impact of this, but the financial impact is severe. I've only listed but a few there. And the last one, as you can see, is where it says the client is uninsurable. Now, why is that important? Because usually when a severe illness happens, people start jumping up and say, but I need to increase my life cover because my mortality rate has now been severely impacted, and therefore I need to make additional provision for my family. The problem is that people, when they have had a severe illness, is usually uninsurable, and you cannot apply for any additional cover. And that's why it's crucial to make sure that the amount of cover that you have in your portfolio is up to standard based on the wishes and the objectives that you've got. Now, when we have this discussion, the discussions with our clients, we have general questions. And what I try to do here is to summarize what these general questions usually are. And the first one would typically be, will my policy cover all illnesses? Now, the short answer is, it will cover the listed illnesses and conditions as per the description on the policy contract. And again, I would like to again focus on the big four, which is the cancer, the coronary artery bypass, the heart attack, and the stroke, which accounts for almost 90% of claims in the South African industry. It's crucial to make sure that you've got that cover in place, because there are some severe illness benefits available elsewhere that does not cover this, or not on the same levels as what you wish to have them. Again, I'm referring to the severe illness plus benefit, which covers all of this, as well as the income benefit, all of those side debt levels, as I've mentioned, at 100%. Will I be paid out the full sum on diagnosis? And the emphasis here is on diagnosis. Now, remember, we've mentioned this to you numerous times before. Sanlam pays on diagnosis. Is the client diagnosed with a particular severe illness? If the answer is yes, then there's a potential claim. Then we need to determine what is the severity level of this claim. It depends on the bracket where the client actually falls. with regard to that. But remember, talking about that side table that I've shown previously, again, if it falls in that category on the severe illness plus benefit, it's 100% payment for those 4 events. How much should I be insured for? Now, this is a this is a relatively open question which has so many answers. But what I can say to you is that a study has been done to say that what is the average cost that a whole a bunch of people actually had that had severe illness, and that amounted to approximately 3.5 million rand. So as a guideline, I always suggest to my clients, let's rather stick to the guideline of 3.5 million rand, and if there is more than what you anticipated, then there's no problem. But if you have less, it will have a massive financial impact on your cash flow and in terms of your capital provision that you've made thus far. Should I consider my family history? Most definitely. Genetics and family history play a significant role in the risk of developing certain conditions. So there's a clear link between hereditary and serious conditions such as breast and other cancers, heart attack, stroke, and diabetes. So if there's a family history of that, you have a predisposition for these particular illnesses, and I would strongly suggest that you seriously consider obtaining severe illness cover. Is my cover always paid as a lump sum? Well, not necessarily, because remember, I'm going back a couple of slides. You've got the income benefit as well as you've got the lump sum benefit. Now, as mentioned so many times before, I always suggest that you obtain both the income as well as the lump sum benefit, because each of these products serves a particular purpose. But in short, the income pays a monthly recurring income of 12 months, and the lump sum benefit or the capital amount pays a once-off payment. Does certain lifestyle habits increase my risk? Yes, most definitely. Studies have shown that there is a clear link between smoking habits, for those of you who are smokers, excessive alcohol usage, lack of exercise, and so forth. So when you fall in that particular category and or have a family history of a severe illness, clearly your risk for contracting a severe illness is so much more than a person who's not falling in that particular category. Now, instead of asking, will I survive? I think that the right question should rather be, will I survive financially? Now, when you compare us today with 15, 20 years ago, people live a lot longer, even with a severe illness, because of medical technology. So medical technology actually placed us in a position where we can overcome certain severe illnesses and live a lot longer. But the impact with regard to severe illness is significant when we're looking at the financial impact. I'm not even talking about the emotional impact or the physical impact, but the family impact. So you have to make sure that you protect yourself financially with regard to that. And closing off with this, I really want to urge you to be in contact with us for an in-depth personal assessment regarding your portfolio and severe illness cover as part of your total. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you soon.
Great, Chris. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was really, really good, and I think it brings severe illness or dread disease benefits or trauma cover. There's so many names in the industry, but the bottom line stays that it is a very, very important benefit in someone's financial plan. And I think that is the message that Chris and Good for Sure want to communicate to our clients. Is firstly, we need to, and that's why Chris says we need to maybe just sit with our clients and discuss with our clients. And if you're listening, or maybe you're watching the recording at a later stage, I know there's hundreds of people that can't join live at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that actually go and watch these recordings on YouTube or watch them when we send out the recording to our clients. So if you're watching the recording, please make use of the consultation setup that we've got, so we can discuss your dread disease or severe illness plus benefit, and maybe see maybe you've got not an old benefit but a previous generation benefit, and by some other way upgrade that benefit to severe illness plus to make sure that you are covered more comprehensively, like Chris explained in his presentation. So I think Chris is struggling a little bit with connectivity issues. But once again, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate the time that you've taken out. Chris, if you can hear me, thank you for joining us. And once again, thanks for the time that you've taken to prepare this presentation and talk to clients. I'm going to leave the screen up a little bit. You can schedule a consultation. And once again, just to recap, next week, Tuesday again, I know this is out of the ordinary because of the public holiday we had on Tuesday, but next week, Tuesday, 4 o'clock, same place, same time, and we've got Coronation that's going to talk to our clients about a little bit of a recap about the market conditions and what we've seen in the markets and especially in the balanced funds in the last couple of weeks. We had them as one of our presenters or guest speakers right in the beginning when we started doing these live broadcasts, where they said, you know what, just stick to your plan, stick to your strategy. And I think we're going to give them the opportunity to just show how that has actually panned out for clients of Good for Sure and Coronation clients. So the 23rd Coronation, 30th is Oak Law with good tax planning and estate planning, and the 7th of July is Alan Gray regarding living annuities. So once again, thank you for joining. Be safe and be in contact with us. We're here to help you. Thank you very much.